seen that sign I carry around? Okay. I wanted to tell you about, so Congressman Joe Neguse, who is our representative for CD2, Longmont is part of CD2, all of Boulder County is part of CD2. I remember his remarks about John Lewis. Joe Neguse started in Congress, I believe it was 2018, is that right, Joe? And he spoke of John Lewis, and so I knew that Joe was in Washington right now, kicking ass. And if you go on to YouTube, at any time you'll find a video of Joe in committee kicking ass. So we love our congressman making such good trouble, as his mentor, Rep. Lewis, would want him to. So earlier today, Congressman Joe Neguse put on Blue Sky. Thanks for the support, Honkers. Excellent. So here is the remarks from Congressman Joe Neguse earlier today. He writes, 5 years ago today, we lost a legend, change maker, and true American hero. Serving with John Lewis was truly an honor. His indelible legacy lives on. And as we mark the anniversary of his passing, his memory inspires us to continue his work each and every day. Hashtag good trouble. And there's a picture of Joe Neguse with John Lewis, and an older photo of John Lewis, I believe it's as he's about to make his way on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Or I don't know if that day he made it to the bridge when he was struck down by law enforcement on horses. And so we are so honored. My name is Marisa. I do the media and communications for Longmont area Democrats. And along with the people from Longmont Leads with Love, we are so honored to be hosting this event today. When I reposted Rep. Neguse's post from Blue Sky, I said, we are deeply honored to celebrate the legacy of John Lewis today, hosting the Good Trouble Lives On event here in Longmont. And I gave the location and time, of course, as any good media person would do. Equally beloved is our own CD2 Congressman Joe Neguse, carrying on the good trouble spirit of Congressman Lewis and serving our district every day. Proud, proud. So, are you guys ready to make some good trouble? Are you ready to make some trouble? Okay. And what kind of trouble are you willing to make? I can't hear you. I know I got the mic, but I want you to try one more time. Excellent, excellent. So today we have a couple of speakers lined up. If anyone sees Martha Wilson in the crowd, please let us know. We're looking forward to hearing from her. But first up, we have Longmont City Councilor Susie Hidalgo-Fahring to say a few words. Thank you, Susie, for being here today.
Thank you all for coming out. Good afternoon, Longmont. Can I hear a woo? Yeah, thank you for being here and for standing up and showing up. We are at unprecedented times, and that's a word that I never want to have to say again in my life. Unprecedented and sycophant. But thank you all for coming out here, showing up, for carrying forward a legacy that stretches far beyond place, time, and politics. We are gathered not just to remember a man, but walk in his footsteps. The footsteps of the late, great Congressman John Lewis. Yep, he called that good trouble is necessary trouble. Marisa took my line earlier, but we're gonna make good trouble. It's Congressman Lewis's, yep. So we live in a moment that demands moral clarity. A moment that calls us to speak out, show up, and stand together across race, class, and background. Because as John Lewis said, democracy is not a state, it's an act. In 2020, when John Lewis passed, Congressman Lewis passed, many people asked, who will carry the torch now? But John Lewis would remind us, the torch was never meant to be passed just to one person. It's meant to be picked up by us all, by all of us. So yeah, so that means we speak up when we see injustice, even if it's uncomfortable. We protect the right to vote like our future depends on it, because it does. We teach our children history that tells the truth, not a watered-down version that avoids discomfort. We make good trouble in our schools, in our city councils, and our neighborhoods. Today here in Longmont, this is a growing, diverse, and vibrant community. We say clearly, we will not let hate divide us. We will not let fear silence us. And we will not let the memory of John Lewis be reduced to a statue or a soundbite. His legacy lives in us. Let us honor him not just with words, but with action. Let's make good trouble. Thank you. And we are going to Strider. So come on up, Strider. We're going to hear from a legend who's made good trouble.
Strider's family, and a lot of history. So thank you, Strider, for being here today.
Thank you much. I found out an hour ago that I'm going to speak, so here we go. I want to show you the best book written about John Lewis. It's Raymond Arsenault's book, in The Soul of the Beloved Community. You really need to get it, it's great. And about Bloody Sunday in Selma, I was about 20 steps behind John Lewis when we got attacked by the state troopers. Yes, we made it over the bridge, but maybe another 100 yards. Bam, here they come. I got knocked out twice, and then I heard the horse charge, and they were beating us in the head with like baseball bat clubs. And I played football and ran track, so I was able to get back into Selma alive. Anyone who's interested, the best contemporaneous story ever written, Ramparts magazine, and it's a 35-page article. It's got 3 pages of my testimony that day. I was still in shock, so I made a couple of mistakes. Many of you don't know, John Lewis and C.T. Vivian both died on the same day. C.T. was a mentor to John and to me many years later. C.T. was 95 years old when he called me over. My name was Arkansas. He said, Arkansas, come over, let's get this picture. And he and John both died 4 months later. But C.T. was 95 years old. He started the movement in Nashville in 1958 with James Lawson and Kelly Miller Smith and Diane Nash and Bernard Lafayette and Jim Melville and John Lewis were students of his. And he was helping teach them about the politics and philosophy of nonviolence. So I really honor both of them. But the thing, John, Martin Luther King called him the boy from Troy. He was from Troy, Alabama, and he came up and met Martin Luther King during the Montgomery bus boycott briefly, and then a couple of years later, he's back. Oh, you're the boy from Troy. So, yeah, so anyway, John, except kind of like me, but he was at the top, I was at the bottom. He worked with both SNCC and SCLC, both of which were created by the great Miss Ella Baker. She created the movement, and Bayard Rustin sent her down to do that and helped out. And that's why the movement went from Montgomery to Birmingham to Nashville to Atlanta and then to Selma and to the world. So all of this is relevant. You need to honor C.T. Vivian along with John Lewis, because to me they're like Tom Jefferson and John Adams. They both did great things, and then 50 years later they died on the same day. And so that's part of, anyway, Harry Belafonte, you know, he created liberal Hollywood. After they closed their shows at Harry's Hotel in the Sands for Frank Sinatra, Harry would sometimes come over and come into the room with the Rat Pack. Every one of them called him Mr. Belafonte. So that really matters. That's part of our history that is being obviated and now illegal, and there you have it. And so anyway, John worked he was on the board of directors of SCLC, but also he learned from Ella Baker and became the third national secretary of SNCC. The Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. And we were the frontline troops in the movement all over Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Georgia. And I'm on the younger end. I only got in right before Selma. And one quickie. Bernard Lafayette, who I spoke with 2 weeks ago, he and John Lewis were roommates in Nashville. And Bernard, when they were getting organizers to go to the different states, they said, we got Bill Hanson in Arkansas, and we got Charles Sherrod in Georgia, and we got Bob Moses and Diane Nash in Mississippi. Who's going to take Alabama? And they said, we got requests from Selma, but we got a great big X on Selma because white folks are too mean and black folks are too scared. And Bernard Lafayette walks up, he was John Lewis's roommate. He walks up and he said, I'm going to take that X and turn it around and make it a plus. And we're going to put Selma, Alabama on the map of the world. And it's been there ever since. So thank you. I'd like to sing you a song I wrote, I wrote it this century, so I'm still. Thank you. All right.
There you go. You got it. You got it.
Oh, here.
You got it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. May your hands always be busy. May your feet be running fast. May the sounds inside your mind paint pretty colors on your past. May the dawning of tomorrow bring you hope for years to come. May the days that bring you presents linger long. As I went out a-walking down that long and lonesome road, I met a man who gave me such a hot and heavy load. Said, now carry this within you till the rising of the sun. Ain't nobody else I'm asking, you're the one. Well, I asked him, why'd you pick me? I've got cares enough now. I'm just a little kid, there ain't no one's taught me how. And I just want to catch a baseball and to watch my children grow. Why'd you throw me on your stage to do your show? Well, he said, I've been asking for 1,000 years or more. But the folks say they's too busy just minding all the scores. Some like shooting guns and some like bossing folks around. Some folks like us putting on the town. Now there's some a whole lot smarter, and there's some as brave as heck. There's some so highfalutin there's pain inside my neck. So I put out a call for all to live a life that's true. You're the only one that come, you'll have to do. So I'm giving you a mission, but the deeds are all your own. Once you figure what they be, then you can sing them in your song. Now they're gonna call you crazy and they'll lock you in their jail. But someday I'll come along to go your bail. So may your hands always be busy. May your feet run wild and free. And if there's no one else around, you know you still can count on me. So now just do the best that you can do. Try to do it right. Yeah, just do the best you can with all your might. Well, some say study nature, some say society, some say mind your manners, and some do chemistry. Some say numbers equals truth, and some say money equals love. You're gonna have to find your answer self above. Now it'll take you half a century till they first begin to hear. They'll slander everything you do and color it with fear. But you just keep right on walking and singing on your song. If you sing from your heart, you can't go wrong. So may your hands be ever busy. May your wings keep soaring high. May the dreams that bring you courage like the rainbows in your sky. May the faith which gives you meaning keep your heart forever strong. May the days that bring you presents linger long. Yes, may these days that bring us presents linger long.
Thank you.
Thank you, Strider. The fact that we have Strider here in Longmont means so much. And you will see Strider riding his bike all over Longmont. Thank you, Strider. Can we get another round of applause for Strider? So I got a little bit of something to say. Is Martha here? Okay, so if you see Martha Wilson, I'll stop talking. Okay. So I want to end this on a very hopeful note, but we're going to talk about, kind of like the angst that everybody's feeling. So perhaps you've noticed a bit of hand-wringing, especially on social media, people saying, what are we going to do if we don't have elections? Or they even resign themselves to it and say, yeah, even if we're going to have elections anymore. I say, honk, honk, honk. I say, whoa, back up a bit. No elections? The key thing here is elections are not happening yet. So until then, participate anyway. Protest. Urge others to show up. And get this, there are 3,143 counties in the United States. That is 3,143 duly elected county clerks right now prepping for the election this year, November 4th, for city council and school board seats. If you go to the Boulder County Clerk's website right now, you'll see that ballot content will be available in September. You'll see that ballots start mailing to voters October 10th. If we think of the 75 million Harris voters as America's very large blue dot, think of the millions of blue dots yet to be energized. Each county has hundreds of precincts or neighborhoods, which means there are close to 177,000 precincts in the United States. That means thousands of systems and processes that Trump, being the genius that he is, or his cronies, who all seem to be stumbling over Epstein's carcass, will have to somehow orchestrate those thousands of processes to a screeching halt. So if we believe he is capable of that, where is our actual power? It's galvanizing all of us together to participate in any way and all ways right now. Can I get a hell yeah? Hell yeah! And not only is there an election on November 4th, did you know that there was a special election primary day before yesterday in Arizona to fill the late Congressman Raul Grijalva's seat? By the way, the Democrats in Arizona nominated Grijalva's daughter, Andita. But think about that. Arizona, a red state, didn't appoint a replacement and not only had a special election primary on Tuesday, they'll have a special election in September on the 23rd and their own local election in November as well. Alabama, 67 counties, has had 4 special elections this year already, all for state legislative seats. 2 that are going to happen in August, 1 in September. These are all elections. 2 in October, 1 in January. Yes, a red state, but elections are always opportunities. Speaking of next year, 6 states have primaries for U.S. congressional races as early as March of 2026. It'll be here before we know it. But until then, galvanize. Can I hear it? Galvanize. Gone are the days when Coloradans just care about Colorado seats. Now, yes, we care deeply about flipping CDs 3, 4, 5, and 8 and holding on to the blue seats we have. It took a lot to get those blue seats. We might be a blue oasis, but we've learned a lot along the way that can possibly help our neighbors in other states. There are also 20, count them 20, Republican U.S. Senate seats, one of them Mitch McConnell's, up for flipping in 2026. And how many Republican House seats are up in 2026? All 220 of them. Because they're up every 2 years. They might have 8 more seats than we do, but we have 220 opportunities to flip them. So if an election is happening in another state, go on social media and promote it. Go to Ballotpedia and find the Dems that are running. Encourage voters to participate in their primary, then urge all Democratic campaigns to support the Democratic nominee for any seat in the general election. All the while, think of all the folks you know right now that are doing nothing. You know who they are, except wringing their hands or posting on social media. Get them energized. When you participate, you are encouraging others to be brave. Fascists feed on fear. They want you to be so scared that elections are not going to happen that you won't do anything. So starve them. Join others so you don't feel alone. Turn that fear into an incentive. Maybe folks will finally get it just how important all elections are. Every primary, every election in every state. Because elections are happening. And because, after all, 90 million people did not vote in 2024. But let's just say, after all of this work, it isn't enough. I'm not sure what that looks like. It won't be good. But it is certain that we'll need to be prepared to protest in numbers we have not seen thus far this year. We need to use every moment to become ready when once again the ground shifts beneath us. And this is also true. MAGA is fracturing. Someone on Blue Sky last night said, it's a broken machine looking for a driver. Vance doesn't have a cult, or the mythology, if you want to call it that. And let's not forget, the authoritarian breakthrough isn't unique to Trump. He didn't dream it up, and neither did Stephen Miller. It is a global phenomenon, but with a lot of people in other countries rooting for us, rooting for the United States. Remember this always. Authoritarians are weaker than they appear, and we are stronger than we think. So let's all do this together. Thank you so much for coming here today. Thank you.
Since you're all so attentive, I'm going to give a little speech too. Thanks for showing up to stand up for Good Trouble. The memory of our beloved John Lewis lives on. When I say Good Trouble, you say lives on. When I say Good Trouble, you say lives on. Good Trouble! Lives on! Good Trouble! Lives on! Good Trouble! Lives on! Unfortunately, he who would be king is not making good trouble. He's making bad policy that will hurt millions of Americans by taking away their health insurance. Many of you have heard this famous quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Of all of the forms of inequality, injustice in health is the most shocking and inhumane. Indeed, millions of people will be kicked off Medicaid, and thousands of those people will suffer and die prematurely every single year. That's shocking and inhumane. I say necessary trouble, you say lives on. Necessary trouble. Lives on. Necessary trouble. Lives on. Necessary trouble. Lives on. So what kind of good trouble, necessary trouble, should we make? Let's make good trouble by getting rid of complex and high-cost corporate-controlled health insurance. Let's make necessary trouble by getting rid of pharmacy benefit managers who run every scheme and scam in the book to rip us off. Let's get liberty and healthcare justice for all. When I say liberty and healthcare justice, you say for all. Liberty and healthcare justice. For all. Liberty and healthcare justice. For all. Liberty and healthcare justice. For all. We know that white supremacy has been a major reason for healthcare abuses and discrimination for centuries. We know that liberty and healthcare justice for all will not magically erase or change all of that, but it will take away the perverse incentives that lead to profiteering on the backs of sick people. These perverse incentives for obscene profits hurt all of us. Let's make some good trouble and get rid of these perverse incentives. Let's have liberty and healthcare justice for all. Liberty and healthcare justice is racial justice. Liberty and healthcare justice is racial justice. Liberty and healthcare justice is racial justice. I say healthcare, you say not wealthcare.